Alright, what's going on you guys and welcome back. Today I'm gonna teach you how to absolutely melt Dark Sovereign Adel. So let's get right into it. To start off, Adel has 16,420 health on solo expeditions and 49,227 on a trio expedition. He has high negation against fire and higher negation against lightning. This makes any physical damage ultimately the same, but for any elemental damage I would prioritize using magic or holy, as these are what he's most weak to. The only resistance he is immune to is frenzy, so anything else is fair game. He has a high resistance to bleed, but is fairly weak to poison, scarlet raw, frostbite, and can be slept surprisingly enough. Because of these resistances, I'd highly recommend you or a friend use the executor build that is shown on screen. This build deals poison, frost, and bleed, which will absolutely melt Adel. Since Adel moves a lot, there isn't a lot of opportunity to attack him. Having an Iron Eye would help, but what I would recommend is stance breaking him. Now any character works for this, but what I would suggest using is Wilder or Raider for this method. Charge attacks, jump attacks, or dual wielding attacks deal the most poise damage, which makes them the most optimal choice. Now of course, everything depends on your relics, and if none of the previous set options are available, then here are some effects and weapons I'd highly recommend getting. For critical hits, an upgraded Misericord is incredibly useful. For stance breaking, great swords, colossal swords, great axes, great hammers, colossal weapons, any buff that increases charge attack, jumping attack, or stance breaking. For sorcery, Adula's Moonblade, Rani and Renala's Moon, Glintstone Icecrack, Collapsing Stars, Rocksling, Meteorite of Estelle, and Briar's of Punishment. For incantations, Black Blade, Elden Stars, Black Flame, Scouring Black Flame, Swarm of Flies, Blood Boon, Pest Threads, and Scarlet Ionia. A useful fact is that Adel is considered a dragon boss, which means he takes more damage from dragon grease than any other thing that deals increased damage to dragon enemies. You know what's the only boss that drops a 10% damage increase against bosses? A certain mini boss that is found in the mountaintops of the giants. Buff makes the fight pretty trivial because that might as well be a 10% health reduction for the boss. Okay, so earlier when I mentioned that he has a high resistance to bleed, I didn't mean to rule out bleed entirely. Instead, bleed is actually really good against him. I mean, bleed is good against any boss. But all I'm saying is that you're gonna have a harder time. So having an Ash of War like Seppuku, Bloodblade, or anything blood related is gonna help a lot. Now for this next run, I will not lie, it was my best run against Adel. Small little tip is to jump over his lightning even though I wasn't in it. I just imitated it. And here I'm using actually dual wield weapons. I am able to deal frost damage, which is actually a super great help against him. As you can see, it immediately procced in the beginning of the fight. Small tip for Adel is most times you don't need to chase after him, he will come to you. But it is good to stay close to him. Now make sure to dodge his grab attacks as these will buff him. It is super important to dodge these as these could possibly one-shot you. And they also buff Adel, giving him increased attack power, which is just hell against this guy. Now when he does his double roar attack, he's just going to start running. But when he roars, if he can dodge the second one, he can get a free hit in. He also moves around a lot, so Wilder's really nice for this fight actually, if you do want to chase him down for an extra 1 or 2 free hits. Now you can tell he's going into his second phase as he is going to blip around the screen. Once he does that, make sure to run away as he will do his AoE screen lightning attack. And make sure to also move while this happens in order to dodge his lightning that follows you. Now the big lightning in the middle, that is where the tornado is going to spawn. That's the place you want to avoid. So get as far away as possible in order to avoid his tornado, because if you don't, you will die. This is a given. Once the second phase starts, there will be these spirit springs. You just jump over them to get inside. Now once he gets out of the storm, it's important you do not chase him. He will come back into the storm. On my first couple of fights, I honestly did this mistake with Wilder. I just charged in and just started attacking him. But make sure you do not follow him. He will follow you. Now, once you reach his second phase, his fights will have an AoE to them. An AoE of lightning, which deals less damage. But nonetheless, that is damage you should avoid. So stay away from his mouth. Attacking him from the rear is the best choice you got. Now, once he gets out of storm, when it's been a good while, Make sure to run away from him because he's going to start using his AoE lightning attack again. Once this happens, the storm will automatically dissipate. And then just follow, as I said in the first one, where you just want to walk away from his lightning. Now here the terrain was bad, so I couldn't jump, so I tried rolling, but it didn't work. Now here, this fight was honestly trivial, especially with the talismans I had. I didn't even have to use my ult this entire fight. It also only lasted just 4 minutes, which is really, really short for a boss like this.